hearing that. Good. Yeah. Here he is, the great man. And can you keep a look at the dog, please? Welcome to the Nuriootpa Oval for today's BLG Game of the Day. Nuriootpa hosting Barossa Districts in what should be a really interesting game. One team Nuri up and flying and a much improved Barossa Districts team looking to test themselves against the top end of the ladder today. And joining me in commentary I've got Barossa Districts player who's unfortunately out today, Michael Braglia. Michael, how are you?
I'm alright, Chicks.
Back to town, Grovey.
Yeah, good to have you on board. You're one of the last intergenerational players in the current Barossa side from a holdover from those great premiership years.
Yeah, it's a bit odd these days. I've probably got pre-season singlets that are older than my teammates, so yeah, it's a bit different.
And the team has much improved this year. There's been a small number of personnel changes. What are you putting that down to?
I think we've got a good core of players who are good mates and have played together previously. We've got a few good ins, returning players like Darren Schillerbeer. We've also got Damien Nangles returning from Goolwa. He brought his mate Brad Pryor with him. A few other young lads have come up from the juniors and are really making an impact. We've got a young fella called Brady Griffith who's really taken a step up and is really impacting our forward line. He's got a great set of hands, and mix all that in with Kelsey, who's been a great addition to the club as a really good teaching coach to get these young guys, get the message through how we want to play football, and he's doing an excellent job.
Yes, it's clearly been a really good buy-in from the players because round one I noticed a lot of structure in the way you were playing.
Yeah, look, I think we've worked we've worked pretty hard over the pre-season, and Kelsey's pretty well thought out and well planned on how he wants to execute the game. So we've been well drilled on that, and we've still got plenty of room to build on as well. So.
And of those kids you mentioned that have come up, other than Brady Griffiths, who's the big surpriser? Who's the one that's really improved this year?
Look, I'd probably have to say you've got some guys like Lockie Young. He was actually solid last year. Absolute champion. He just keeps attacking the ball, keeps moving. Dowsey's stepping it up. Craig Dowse. He's just a never give up attitude, just keeps rolling on and keeps running and chasing hard, and that's all we can ask from him. Ollie Riggs taking another step up again. He's a good, solid young fella. He's also Jake Tobin, absolute speed, turn on the turbos when you need him to, and he's improving every week, which is good to see. So.
And one of my favourite players, Ryan Watson, now one of the elder statesman of the team. It just keeps coming back week after week and going in.
Yeah, Watto does what every solid footballer should do, and he just keeps putting his hand up for every contest, every ball, chases it down, just keeps working hard. We can't ask any more from Watto because, he's just a in and under ball, just fights for it and just wants to win every contest. So you can't really fault him anywhere else. He just wants it, that's all.
From the outside, I'd say that he's a graduate of the Michael Baraglia Academy.
Oh, look, I probably wouldn't say that. I'd probably call it the Adam Spencer Academy. So
we're not going to credit Spencer with teaching.
Oh, no, Spanner is a master.
Yes, we're just not sure at what.
Plumbing.
Okay, the team's going through their final warm-ups now as the umpires are just heading to the boundary to begin their preparation, and we'll be getting underway very shortly. Weather's pretty good here at Nuri. There's been some slight drizzle at times, but it looks to have cleared up.
Yeah, a bit of a cross breeze travelling away from us toward the scoreboard, which has made the B-grade ball swirl around a bit and a few odd-looking drop punts there.
That's B-grade football in general. But it should be a fair bit of play on the outer side today, the defensive side. But we'll see which team's willing to take the game on, go down the middle or around this attacking wing.
Yeah, the ground looks superb today. The surface is always pretty good here. The centre square, the pitch is looking nice for once. Normally it can be a bit slippery under toe, but I think it'll be quite good for today.
And what injury have we got to excuse you not playing today?
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings?
Both of them.
Both of them? It's been a worry for a while now, hasn't it?
Look, if I haven't done a hamstring or there's something that's not right, well, then I'll do one. So that's sort of the way it goes. And that's what happened. I felt really good and bam, 2 of them.
They never go when they're feeling bad.
Well, yeah.
Feeling good that
when I feel good, I feel like I was moving really well. It was the best I'd felt for probably 2 years. And, look, not used to going that fast.
Well, they say speed kills.
Yeah. Well,
smallest crowd today, but COVID is impacting football right around the state. There's been probably nearly a dozen clubs that have had to forfeit games today around the state, so we're lucky to be going ahead. Have you had much of an impact at the Bulldogs?
Yeah, we've had a few early on, probably in the trials. So I think we had 6 out one trial with COVID. Today we've only got Lee Riswick, who's a big out. He's got COVID, so if you're listening to us, Riz, g'day mate, and hopefully we can get it done for you.
Well, hopefully he's sitting on the couch and he'll be enjoying you today.
Oh, I don't think he can do that very well, but...
Hey, it's better than listening to me. But he is a big out for the Bulldogs. Probably quarterbacks the team more than anything these days, just direct traffic out there.
Yeah, look, we've got another good in as well, Brendan Dew, who's come in to sort of take more of that on-ball role to free up Riz to play those sort of half-back or wing or half-forward roles that we need Riz to play, depending on who we're up against. So. And
Dew was a major factor in that win over Tanunda, isn't that right?
Sorry?
Dew was a major factor in that win.
Yeah, he was. Look, that was a really good, solid win by the boys. They all just knuckled in and played their roles well and got the job done. So
it's good to see, and the umpires are calling the players in now. So we're not far away from the commencement of the game.
Who have we got today? We got Hermie and
you have Hermie and young Randall Murch.
Okay. So
a fairly solid pairing.
Hermie's probably the most experienced or the second most experienced we've got at the moment in the A grade.
He would probably be the most experienced umpire in the panel in terms of A grade football and grand final experience. He is probably
him and Polito. Not sure if Polito's going around at the moment.
Polito's been carrying injuries. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. I don't want to count him out because that would be unfair on the old boy.
Yeah, I'd probably say between Hermie and Polito, they're probably 2 of the best you can get in the comp. So hopefully we see him back.
Some really good young umpires starting to emerge. Hudson Nowak, Ryan Prentice are both very solid young umpires and just getting better every week.
Yep.
Randall Murch has been very good in the games I've seen him this year. There's a couple of other umpires who are just putting in good, decent, solid years that they don't get noticed, and that's ideally what you want from an umpire.
Exactly, yeah. You don't want them to be making outrageous calls or anything like that, just to, see the game as the supporters see it, play it fair, play it consistent.
And what about yourself? Would you consider umpiring one day?
Not one bit.
Not one bit?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No. Maybe under 9s or something like that,
well,
if I had to.
That's a good area for club veterans to give back once they hang up the boots.
Yeah, so...
that way you can do a bit of coaching of kids at the same time, teach them how the game's supposed to be played.
Yeah, look, I feel for the umpires, so they've got a tough gig, and it's probably the least rewarded part of football. You cop it from every direction.
No, the least rewarded part of football is what we're doing.
So, you know what? Hats off to the umpires that put their hand up every week and come out, rain, hail or shine, to allow us to play this great game.
And the players are starting to line up now. Looks like Barossa will be going to the left of the screen. Darren Shillaby heading down to the forward line. He's been fantastic to watch so far this year. He's in a really good shape. I think that's probably the difference between when we last saw him in the competition. He's really good once the ball hits the deck now.
Oh, look, Shilly's always been a bit of a fitness freak. He likes to spend time in the gym and that, but this year he's actually taken on our 2s coaching role, so I think it's sort of given him a bit of a new light. So he did coach previously, I believe, at Crystal Brook, but this year he's taken over our 2s, which has been a great...
As we see a ball up in the middle, and Ryan Watson diving on the footy there, just shoveling it out. And we'll have a third ball up in space of about 4 metres. Handball back from the Dogs. And they get the first forward entry of the day, just being cut off by Nuri. And good play back there in defence.
Julian.
Good long
kick. Free kick, Barossa.
Free kick to Barossa for holding. Might have been a bit of each way bet there, but been paid. Barossa player attacking the footy and getting the rewards.
Brad Pryor, this is.
Lining up for the first goal of the day.
Ex-Kapunda player.
Okay, so it should be fairly experienced and no win to speak of, really. Coming in, goes back nicely, puts it through, and the Bulldogs kick the first goal of the day. That's a goal for Ray White Craigmore, getting us underway. Good positive start for the Bulldogs. Just refusing to let the ball out unless it was on their terms.
Look, yeah, I think Brendan Dew had a couple of goes there at moving that ball forward, and once it got sort of outside of the pack, Julian Stahl was able to, get the clearance in and put the pressure on and draw the free kick.
Good ball back in the middle now. Here it comes. Good leap from both ruckmen, neither able to get a definitive tap. And the ball up just on Nuri's side of the centre circle. Tended kick forward, smothered, and ball coming out, marked for the Dogs.
Lockie Young it is, on the half-back flank. Kicks down to Brady Griffith. Gets his hands to it.
Big leap. He's going to take mark of the year one day, or 3 in one day.
Oh, look, here's some of the best hands I've seen since Darren Sharp run around in the red, white and blue.
He was so impressive round one. Some magnificent physical pressure from the Bulldogs. A free kick paid, going against the Dogs. A little over-exuberant.
Billy Nichols here.
Another veteran of your category.
Yes, I have manned up on Billy a few times.
See the ball tracked in.
Good pressure there by Hayden Trainer.
Really good physical pressure at the contest for the Dogs at the moment. A lot of numbers around the footy. They are making
very
sure
open.
it doesn't get out.
Very open elsewhere around the ground.
Ball goes forward to the Tigers. And we see Barossa really happy to force another ball up, this time on the 50-metre line. Deep in that pocket. And the ruck is some area that I'd expect the Tigers to have an advantage today, with the two Fernell boys just using their size to wear the opposition down. Quick kick forward, marked in defence. Just switching the play to the outer side.
Bray McConnell.
Been fantastic in defence for a long time for the Dogs. Just a proven performer. There's a chip kick forward.
This is young Ollie Riggs. Sends it long down the line. Goes over the back and out of bounds for a throw in.
Ball in on the outer wing. Barossa trying to break out but unable to get their hands cleanly on the footing as it goes over the line. We'll have another throw in directly in front of the scoreboard. We're nearly 5 minutes in on the Ray White Craigmore time clock.
It's like we're going to have a real physical day in the ruck work. These two boys are quite evenly matched in size and height, so
in terms of a backup ruckman for the Bulldogs, what options have you got?
Brady Griffiths has been going in a little bit to lend a hand. We've also got Hadju. He's probably on the bench at the moment. He goes in for a chop out. He's probably our preferred second ruckman, and leave Hadj.
Late takedown there, and umpire Herman paying a 25-metre free penalty. Probably well deserved. It was a late takedown and didn't need to happen. Neri going forward there. Clean mark taken inside the forward 50 by Kai Rosenzweig, who was sensational against Ananda last week.
Is he a product of the young...
Product of Marty?
Yep.
Just doesn't have the hair gel issues. Good old Marty, kept that industry alive for years. Still does. A bit rough off the boot. Drifted to the left and knocked through for a minor score. But yes, Rosenzweig, one of a number of really talented young footballers, starting to progress beautifully for the Tigers.
Dogs out on the back flank to Nathan Casbolt, sends it down to the wing. Daniel Kickle goes over the top. Scrappy, another ball up. Brendan Dew, great clearance there. Sends it deep to the Dogs. Griffith, too deep for him. Mark by, who is that?
That was Mitch Norton.
Cooper.
Cooper in defence.
Oh, it's got to be a free kick.
And yes, the barracking has paid off for you there. Free kick paid to the Dogs in the
Brendan Dew, probably his sixth disposal already this quarter.
Goes long and deep. Mitch Norton there, using his strength. He's really developed beautifully into a good centre-half back. After a few years at centre-half forward, I think he's found his calling.
He's a sensational reader of the ball in the air. He just knows where to set up. He's very, very smart and very quick in the mind and knows what to do.
Uses that big rig beautifully to just control his area.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice falcon there for the young Dogs player. As Barossa getting hurt here with young Gregurki pushing forward, looking for a player. Jack Henke, who's just taken a massive high hit. He was leading with his head, but that's no excuse for the Barossa player not protecting him.
Oh, look, I think both players are going straight for the ball. There's not really not a lot you can do there.
Nothing wrong in that, but definitely free kick. Henke pulls the kick, looking for a target, but Barossa are able to clear.
Brendan Dew cleans up back there. Damien Rowley, he's in for his first run this year. Up to Daniel Kicko on the wing. Sends it long down to Shillabeer. Over the top, here we go.
Here we go, the big Shill. He's probably gone almost too far there.
Sends it deep, Jared Trainer.
And the big J Train.
What a great transition there from...
That is beautiful football from the Bulldogs. And something that last year would have been unthinkable.
Yeah, look, I think you get seeing that bit of play, you get a bit of idea of what Kelsey's trying to do.
Yes, and the J Train up forward, is that something new this year?
No, he probably was our lead. I think he was our leading goal kicker last year. He's a great set shot. He'll probably tell you that he's not a forward and he wants to play half back, but honestly think he's probably more of a natural full forward than anyone would recognise.
Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs. What are we saying? Is there not enough room for Jared Trainer and Michael Braglia on the half back line?
Look, I don't play that far back these days. I'm too slow for that. But JT has an excellent kick and really knows how to use the space well when he leads up. So hopefully you get a few more of those repeats. And
that sort of delivery will be very hard to stop.
Yeah, look.
The Tigers looking on the back foot at the moment, and probably for the first time in a few weeks they've been challenged and they've got to find an answer.
Do you know if there's many changes from their team last week?
Brad Hapner is the big one. He's out, and he's a huge factor for them. Most of the play that they generate comes from him off halfback, and Bart Ryan not playing, so backup ruckman, he's gone back down to the B grade with the return of Fernell.
Yep.
But Hapner is a big out for me. He was easily best on ground last week. Dew cuts the whole field apart going forward. But another good mark in defence from Norton.
Mitchell Norton, too strong for Shilly there.
Not often we get to say that. But big cuddles, Norton, just using his size.
He's not overly tall, but he's just so hard to get around.
We won't mention girth. Tigers looking to go forward now. It's a big up and under kick, not really an ideal entry. Not the way Nuri have been playing recently. Just a big kick and hoping for a mark in the forward line. They've been pretty incisive with their entries the last few weeks, just looking for a small player on the lead. Big hit out, goes towards the Nuri goal. Picks up handballs back, but Barossa are able to clean that one up. And a clear and kick out of defence is marked by a Barossa player at halfback.
Julian Saul gives the handball to Brendan Dew for a disposal number 8.
And another good mark for the Tigers. Shillabeer going to drive the forward again.
No one there.
No. Wasted an entry there. Tigers coming out to this flank and solidly met with a massive hit. The chip kick goes forward, goes through the hands of the Barossa player. He's forced to come back and compete and knock that ball out of bounds. See a ball in almost in front of our commentary position. The ruckman going hard against each other.
Scotty Bentley there on the bottom of the pack for Nuri.
Tigers captain gets up and a few Barossa players drop off him. Handball from the Tigers out the back. Nice wide handball. Little kick around the corner. Finds a teammate. Good handball from Gregurki. Kick forward.
Good movement there by
beautifully
Nuri.
Off the ground by James Bentley. Kick around the corner. Inboards. Finds a player with a mark. He went to play on immediately, which cost him. Good defence from the Barossa.
Scotty Bentley picks it up, sends it forwards. Unattended man.
Jack Henke deep in the forward line, as he did last week on a number of occasions, just slips out the back. He's a player a lot of people lose in traffic. He's very quick and he's quite clever. But, Michael, I'll take you back to that mark taken on the 50 by Nuri. He went to play on, and the defender was wise to it, got his arm out in time to knock that handball down.
Look, the pressure's been on today already, so we can see that...
Henke kicks the first goal for the Tigers, another goal for Ray White-Craigmore, and that'll move them to 2-1-7, trailing Barossa 2 goals straight, 12 points on the Burge Barossa scoreboard.
Look, if you're not clean today, I think you're going to be under the pump.
Yes, there's no room for error at all. It's a nice tempo of footy we're seeing, a really good quality game. We've seen good players able to get open and display their skills.
I think the wind sort of died down a little bit too, which is making it
not
good.
doing anything, so the wind is gone. For now. There's umpire Herman about to ball up. Just make sure everyone's in position. Getting the boundary umpires.
Is he doing a bit of razor-razy?
No, just making sure that the boundary umpire had a chance to get back to be a part of the game.
Lockie Young sends it back to Trey Gant.
Kick forward.
Griffith.
Dog. Beautiful pick up for Griffith.
Lockie Young sends it in the shilly.
Juggling mark. Was behind his defender, but used his body to hold the space well.
Gets one up on Mitchie Norton there.
Yes, well, that's probably 1-1.
1-1 now, we're calling it.
But Brady Griffiths, the pick up there was just superb. So those clean hands that you were telling us about, perfectly on display. Shillabeer coming in now. Sends the ball goalward. And goal umpire doesn't have to do a lot of work there. That's another goal for the Bulldogs.
Early shout by Shillabeer, sort of.
And another goal
know it's there.
for Ray White-Craigmore, the premiership team in real estate in the northern suburbs. But not just the northern suburbs. Joe Cirillo will sell you a house anywhere you want one. We're currently 14 and a half minutes into the first quarter on the Ray White time clock. And Michael just showing me some AFL scores. Great to see some teams that have been out of form getting back into it. Nothing better than last night's win. The Dogs, just hack kick forward into space.
Griffiths again.
Oh, that pickup was beautiful. Gave it to a player who slipped over. Griffiths butters up though. Tigers fighting hard for this ball. And we'll have a boundary throw in almost on the half-forward line for Barossa District. Ball in. Nuri Ruckman was able to guide that ball down, didn't really go anywhere. And it's another big tackle as Grigurki was hammered with the ball.
He's a new in this year, is he?
He's a new in, came from Baskerville,
yep,
and was a zone player
yep,
in the recent years, and in the last 2 weeks in particular I've seen him and he's been fantastic.
Good.
He's a super smooth operator and just runs all day. Gets a lot of the footy. In fact, I'd go so far as to say he's almost the recruit of the year so far.
Okay. Over Kirkwood?
At this stage, I think he's had more impact.
Yep. Clearing tap there by Nathan Casbolt.
Yes. Grigurki's ability to break the lines with his run and long kick have just brought a new dimension to this Nuri team. Really given them some flexibility. The Tigers now going forward.
He's a good size too.
He is a really good size. Just probably 6'2", good body size.
Nuri sends it deep.
That ball just going to beat the Barossa, well, both the Nuri player and the Barossa defender over the point line. So a minor score for the Tigers. That's one of the better forward entries they'd had for a while. So just trying to get back on an even keel here, the Tigers. The Barossa looking to bring the ball back in. Trying to come down this swing, which is an interesting decision. And a lot of players go up. No one able to hold it. Scrappy handballs, just not going anywhere. that's a big tackle. And player getting landed on there heavily was Rosenzweig. Just going back. And he's sending the ball deep into the forward line.
Well cut off by Hayden Trainer there.
Hayden Trainer standing his ground, copping a whack for it, but that's courage personified. Watson beaten by the bounce of that ball. Bentley sends the ball forward into space, finds a player, it's caught on the boundary line.
Don't tell me he's kicked it.
That's a very, very nice goal there. As we see Lockie Westlake, normally a defender, beautiful left foot goal there from the boundary line. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore.
You sure that was Lockie Westlake? 17?
No, sorry, my mistake. Sam Fallon. Sam Fallon with a beautiful piece of skill there. As Newry bring themselves back into the game now. They're now 2-2-14, trailing Barossa District 3 goals straight, 18 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Barossa looking to clear again, and they look like they will. The handball didn't quite find the chest of his teammate, found the middle of his back instead. Newry looking to move the ball out this way.
Good pressure, Dogs.
Fantastic pressure from both teams. A lot of really good tackling and desperation. Bodies on the line stuff. And
more pressure again, good smother.
Facial smother there from the Barossa forward. Henke now in the back line.
Is that Madden?
Dragurki under the ball, but he's spoiled well. New player coming through the contest, unable to get a clean handball away.
Scotty Bentley with the clearance, gets it on the left foot.
Barossa player has time to gather in the middle.
Casbolt sends it out to Brendan Dew. This would be his probably ninth disposal.
And gets it back from an average handball. Now
gets out of the tackle,
do a bit of work.
Sends it to Shilly, too high. Players out on their feet already.
Got numbers there to clear the ball, working as a team.
Is this James Bentley? Can't tell. Need some binoculars.
We see Newry just moving the ball down into the middle. Barossa now take possession. They bring it out to this flank.
Griffiths.
Oh,
gets a bad bounce.
Terrible bounce. And he's
still chasing, which is a good sign.
Running around him.
Damien Nangle mops up down back for Barossa.
Calm under pressure.
Tragant sends it into Nathan Casbolt. Back to Tragant.
Probably worked themselves into trouble there, the Bulldogs, before working themselves out of it.
Nangle sends it down to the wing. Newry mop it up, send it back forwards.
And Terence Wilford picks the ball up, dances around an opponent.
Nice.
Puts it on his left foot. Puts it out into space for Sam Fallon, who's chasing the ball towards the boundary now. He kicks it around the corner to a teammate. And we've got Henke picking it up.
Henke snaps.
At speed, and he's kicked the Tigers third. Henke really looking to break this game open like he did last Saturday at Tanunda. That's another beautiful goal for Ray White Craigmore.
Second one for young Jack there.
He's really been dynamic in the last this third game in a row. He's looking dangerous. As a young player who's really starting to come of age and finding himself in senior football. Very small, but fast and fearless.
Yeah, quite agile. Turns you inside out pretty easy.
Squeak, as he's known to his cricket teammate.
All right. Yeah, I think I know his dad. His dad was a good dirt bike rider. Rick, yep.
Good fella. And yes, you would have seen him on motorbikes at some point.
Yep.
And a big tackle there in the middle of the ground, and Barossa player is just comprehensively wrapped up and taken the ground. That's hard football. That's what we like to see. Another ball up. Barossa Ruckman coming in from deep. Big punch.
Newry sends it deep into the 50. Over the back.
Little push in the back.
Bentley picks it up.
Cleared himself some room.
Kicks another one.
Bounces it through. And the Tigers have just hit the front for the first time today. There's another goal there for Ray White Craigmore. But Bentley, little hand in the back there that the umpire didn't see. Just allowed the ball to go over the Barossa defender's outstretched arms, and he was able to turn back onto it and run towards goal.
Did he win the leading goal kicking last year?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yep.
Yes, comfortably in the end. Had a very good season. Had a couple of bags of 10.
I think he also missed last year with a shoulder for a few weeks, maybe. I think both Bentleys did the shoulder in the same week last year.
Possibly. He's a country music fan, so that could become. We see umpire Herman back in the middle of the ground now. Sends the ball up. Cornell with a tap there, straight down. Grigurki under this ball. That's a really good contested mark. Sends a handball out wide. Wilfred with a long left foot into the forward line, but just bounces out of reach of the players.
Trainer sends it in the Casbolt. Poss looks upfield. Good hit up there by Daniel Kickle. Sends it long down the line. Nick Madden, just too tall there, takes the grab for Nuri. Farland takes the grab for Nuri out on the half-forward line. Sends it into the 50.
Bentley underneath that, but really not advantaged by the kick. And ball comes to ground where we'll have another ball up, probably 35 metres from the Nuri goal. Deep in that outer pocket. Tigers really starting to get their act
Tigers have got
together.
a free kick here. Has he paid the mark or was it a free kick?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Trying to look at that replay now. No, couldn't quite pick it up.
Riley Allington comes on for the Bulldogs. First game this year after a long vintage.
Another kick at goal, but just offline. So a little bit of inaccuracy creeping into the Tigers game. That takes them to 4-3.
Brendan Dew sends it out. Damien Nangles with a fake. Sends it long down to the wing.
That ends the first quarter here at Nuriootpa Oval, and currently on the Birds Barossa scoreboard, Nuri 4 3, 27, leading Barossa District 3 straight goal, 18 points. It's been a really good first quarter of footy, Michael.
Yes, it's a good physical battle. Not super clean around the contest. It's about who knock the ball forwards, get it out to the runners on the outside, and once away, it looks like both teams know how to score.
Yes, we're seeing two teams that want to get the ball out in the open and giving the game a chance. Despite the number of contested balls we've had in stoppages, both teams are looking to get the ball onto the outside and get some running open football.
Yep, well you can definitely tell pretty much every time Barossa seems to have scored, it's because they've been on the run or got it moving fast, and Nuri are pretty much the same.
And it's really giving us a really good game of footy to watch. I'm looking forward to how this progresses going forwards. The Tigers took a while to get into their groove, but starting to get there now. I think the loss of Haytner has really hurt them. His directing traffic across half-back and that long penetrating kick of his that sets so much up for the Tigers, definitely missing today.
Yeah, the combination of Happy and Mitchell Norton.
Big cuddles.
Yeah, well, they work really well together down on the half-back, and I think Kyle Jenner goes down there a little bit and sort of directs things as well. So take one of the pillars out for them, and it sort of makes it a little bit easier to score against. So we'll see how it progresses.
Well orchestrated defensive unit.
Probably for Nuri, probably say Jack Henke's been my star for the first quarter for the Tigers.
Yes, I'd back that up. Grigurki starting to come into the game a little bit.
Yep. And for the Bulldogs, Brendan Dew for me, just racking up the possessions.
At the moment, he's got 3 votes next to his name. Someone else has to try and take it from him.
Ex-Central Districts League player. Just
Ex-state junior footballer.
Just is
It's a quality unit.
He is. His dad Ian also umpires. I'm not sure if his
father umpired the reserves today.
Oh, reserves was it? Yeah, cool.
Yes. So that gives him a chance to watch his son in the following game, which is really good planning. But yes, he's been magnificent so far. A player who's brought a lot of run and penetration to the Bulldogs, something you were lacking.
He's a very aggressive tackler too, which I really like. He's really at the contest, at the play with the ball, just works his ass off. Just Bulldog football is natural to him, so
yes.
we really like how he's come in and he's just found a role and plays it really well.
Yes, he is definitely a Bulldog type of player in the way he approaches the game.
Yeah, he's got the traces of Stelzer, Spencer, the traditional Bulldog, Barossa District's Bulldog players.
That's an interesting DNA cocktail right there. Like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't look like Spanner.
If you're listening, Span, we love you.
Sort of. There have been moments. As Nuri players already breaking into their positions, Barossa players still being directed by their coach, Eric Kells. He's got a clear message he wants to give his players, and he's not done yet. Take us inside the huddle, Michael. What's he like?
He's quite calm. He's well planned and well thought out with the messages he wants to deliver. He's not a ranter or a raver. He's pretty straight to the point and gives you really clear instructions. I'm not trying to get back in the team, Mike, but
that's really good for a team with some up-and-coming young players who are trying to find their feet in senior footy. As our AV crew have just found some binoculars for the old man Baraglia so he can see the boundary line. Is that better now, Michael?
Look, I've got to work out how to use them. Ryan Watson sends it back. Oh no, the Bulldogs messed it up.
Tigers go
Young Jack sends it deep.
Now. Real opportunity. As just take the ball over the boundary. They'll have a reset deep in their forward line in the forward pocket. Young Cade Rolack was the one who just saw the ball out of bounds there.
McConnell gathers.
The pile up ensue, and a lot of players are feeling for a free kick.
It's not cricket, Mike, so
I don't think cricketers appeal that much.
Alex Stone luckily gets out of that tackle.
Ball comes out, but spoiled down by the Tigers.
Matthews.
The great Nick Matthews, a shank of a kick.
Scotty Bentley sends it deep.
That kick from Matthews was nearly as pretty as he is. The ball goes out of play on the outer side. And that'll be a free kick to Barossa under the last touch rule. What do you think of the new rule that's come in?
Honestly, don't think it's really had a huge impact.
I'd have to agree.
You might see one or two of them a quarter, and that's probably about it, which is, it's not changing the game, so it's good, so play on, I think.
It's forcing players to be more creative in how they keep the ball in play, and it's speeding the game up a little bit. Less stoppages is good for football.
Look, I think it just helps the umpiring just to take the extra decision of it. Is it deliberate out of it as well?
Because no one ever liked the deliberate out of bounds rule. Barossa now working the ball
Brendan
forward.
Dew sends it forwards to Trey Gant. Too
He
slow.
dropped the ball and was tackled after that. That's holding the ball under several different interpretations. Young Rosenzweig with a great attack on the contest. Sends the ball forward.
Scotty Bentley
finds his captain in the middle. looking for someone out wide.
Oh, he misses everything.
Just too far for Grugurki. As Barossa will now have the free kick to bring the ball back in.
Not the usual polish that he'll carry with his foot skills, but could be the win too.
It could be. We can't really feel it sheltered where we are, luckily.
Damien Nangle sends it deep.
Lots of players at the front of the contest got their hands to it, but unable to pull it down.
Nathan Duncan almost took that one, but not quite. Big ruckman, see how he goes here.
Gets a good tap out.
Brendan Dew again. Ray McConnell. Ollie Riggs. Alex Stone.
Beautiful.
Barossa messing around with it here. Ryan Watson gets it on the boot.
Overusing the football.
Good gather by Trey Gant. Damien Nangle sends it deep. Out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, a lot of messing around there for Barossa. Quick kick forward might have been a better result.
Nuri tried to set up.
I'm liking the look of Trey Gant. He's got a little bit of Ethan Gant about him. Very balanced through the hips.
Trey Gant is exceptionally strong through the mid. First game in, coming back from a calf and then a hamstring, so good luck to Trey today.
Yeah, I like the fact that his hips are always parallel to the ground. It's very hard to take down. Kick forward there for...
Nice chop
Nuri.
by Nathan Casbolt.
The Bolt takes mark. And he's looking for a player who puts Watson under a bit of pressure by putting the ball on top of his head.
Oh, Watson doesn't
And
like that.
Watson has just sort of reintroduced himself to his Nuri opponent there. Just letting him know that, don't you know who I am? Kick forward for the Dogs.
Brendan Dew gathers the crumbs. BP's by himself. Sets it up to
Kick
Shilly.
over. Shillabere takes the mark, probably 38, 40 metres from goal.
He's going to have a set
Fair
shot
angle,
here.
but this is well within his abilities.
What's his chances?
Unable to feel the wind out there, I'd say his chances are very good. But I don't want to say too much because I've been accused of cursing everyone. Just pulled that to the left a bit.
Yeah, that wind just takes
I'm
it away.
not taking the blame for that one. You forced me to comment.
Oh, next one, Shilly. Get on with it.
Well, a good way to endear yourself to the scariest teammate you've got.
Shilly's not scary. He's just loud.
Nuri looking to bring the ball in now. Plays on out of the square, kicks long. That's nearly a
It's a great
65
grab
centimetre
there
kick.
by Ray McConnell, the captain.
Big mark. He's a long way from goal after that kick out. Sends it forward. Nuri player able to take mark at the back of the pack. Only one that read it. Just like a homework session at school, only one person actually did the reading. Nuri player goes long down that outer wing. Ball just hit over the back.
Gathered
Barossa
again
able to
by Brennan
pick
Dew.
up. Dew's been sensational. Good marking defence there. He was well protected by his teammate
When he's at
behind him.
Lockie Westlakes. That's Cole Jenner.
Kyle Jenner, the coach. The young player in the middle of the ground. I think it's Rodensweig. Yes, it is. He's going to go down.
Brendan Dew again.
Dew chops it off, reads the ball beautifully. Nuri were in good position there if Dew hadn't popped up.
Oh, Bray
Terence
McConnell.
Wilfred now taking a mark to intercept. He's going to send the Tigers into attack. Onto that beautiful left foot of his. Just it long
Over the top.
over the top of the contest.
Last touch. Should be a Bulldogs ball.
Should be, unless the umpire judges it to come off hands.
Nah, Nathan Casbolt's setting up to take the kick.
Here comes
so
the bolt.
Poss sends it in to Jake Tobin. Young Bulldog. Brendan
Long
Dew out
kick
again.
out there. Dew got a mile of space. Probably not his best kick of the day.
Pressure on there from the Nuri Tigers. Forces a ball up.
almost at centre half forward for the Bulldogs.
Tigers, that ends.
For the Tigers, sorry. Neither team really able to assert themselves this quarter.
Henke picks the ball up. Time to get up off the ground. Has a snap. Puts it out in front of Bentley. Clearing punch by Casbolt.
Nearly as good as a kick, but Wilfred with a great defensive effort.
Scotty Bentley has a shot and misses.
Just probably had more time than he realised there. But Terence Wilfred really starting to pop up in this quarter, working very hard.
Good little wingman. I like him.
A very good little
Covers
wingman.
the ground well.
Has improved massively this year from last year where he was a fringe A-grade player.
Yeah, I think he was recruited about 2 or 3 years ago, came in, played a lot of A-grade, then sort of found his way on the outer and now he's worked his way back in.
Yes, he's definitely put in a lot of work, that's obvious.
Looks a bit bulkier than last time I
Bit,
remember,
yes.
so he's been in the gym by the looks of it.
I think he needed to do that to make himself a genuine BLG A-grade footballer.
Brad Pryor sends it up to the wing for Bulldogs. Trey Gant all over it. Looks like we'll be a ball up here.
Gant clean bowled there. See two Ruckman collide. And
big clearing
big
thump
hit
by
there
the
from Nuri
Ruckman. Dew again, gets the
Furnell of
handball.
Simon variety it was that knocked that ball
Kickle.
forward.
Big kick towards the Barossa forward
Brady
lines.
Griffith
jumps at
slightly
it.
under the footy.
Gathers the crumbs. Oh, not quite.
Stripped with the ball and Nuri looking to clear now. The big fella did a bit too much for himself. He's nearly shook himself out of his own boots there.
Cole Jenner. Oh, it's not Cole Jenner. It's James Watt got run down there.
James Watt run down. No voice around him whatsoever.
Brendan Dew again.
Oh, Dew just runs around Wilfred.
Sends it out in front of Shilly.
Well defended by Nuri. Mitch Norton just... That is fantastic defensive football from Mitch Norton. That's nearly play of the day for me. He was too good in the air. Then when the ball hit the deck, he kept fighting.
It's like... That's a 25-metre penalty to Craig Dowse, sorry. So that's a naughty boy fine for him. $10, thank you, for the football trip.
And possibly another 10 for Uncle Fada. Nuri, Henke able to... No, sorry. That was Sam Fallon with his second goal of the day. Another goal for Ray White-Craigmore as the Tigers extend their lead in the second quarter.
Oh,
We're currently 9.5 minutes into the second term.
Let's watch that tackle again. Play to the whistle. That's how Hermie saw it. So.
The umpire's copping a little bit of grief from the crowd, who probably don't know that much about the game, to be honest. As we see umpire Murch coming in now. Ball up. And neither ruckman really got a clear jump at that. They collided with each other.
Scott
Bentley around the back.
To Watt. Watt sends it forward.
Ball goes over the back.
Gurgurki
gave it off and then got it back and kicked to the top of the goal square. James Bentley spoiled, then tackled.
Well done, Hayden Trainer. Oh, turns it over. Gurgurki again.
Gurgurki's just a really smart footballer.
Sends it deep on the ground. Big Hadju picks the ball off the ground. Comes out. Alex Stone gets the handball. Hayden Trainer sends it forwards. It's on the ground, about 40 metres out for the Tigers. Ball up.
Trainer found the teammate under a lot of pressure there.
Oh, look, he's good at just playing that role, that last man deep. Playing game 151.
Big high ball.
Soon to be dad as well.
Soon to be dad. That'd be exciting for him. More little trainers running around.
Yeah, it would be good to see in a few years when there's a dozen trainers on the playing for the Bulldogs. Well, I thought that was a grab.
I thought it was a grab too, but came off several hands beforehand possibly. So we'll have a ball up just inside the Newry 50-metre arc. Ball tap down, hack kick out of the pack.
Sends it forwards, no one touches it.
Touches it, so it should be a Barossa kick in.
Trainer sends it to Douse.
Back to the back pocket.
Short kick. Nangle to his best mate, Brad Pryor. Pryor sends it out to Jake Tobin. Bulldogs just stall here, looking for a better option. Sends it down the wing.
Playing quite smart at the moment. They're not taking any risks.
Chopped off by the Newry defender there. Sends it into the corridor to Billy Nichols. Billy sends it short out onto the flank.
I'm not sure if it can kick much further than that these days.
Yeah, old jammed in.
Ball delivered deep into the Newry.
I think that was Watt, sends it deep.
Barossa players at the forward of the ball.
Poss gathers, sends it out to Stone. Stone to Jew. Jew to... No, that wasn't Jew. That was prior to Jew. Jew has it now.
Prior to Jew having it.
McConnell.
McConnell brings the ball towards the near wing.
Sends it out to Douse.
Good mark.
Barossa moving it well into space.
He just
Ollie
conservative
Briggs
kick.
drops the ball.
Briggs dropped the ball, put himself under a world of pressure, but he
Takes the
enough
player
to get out
on.
of it.
Sends it into Brady Griffiths.
Beautiful kick, led
Pushing it
Griffiths
back
to the footy. He receives a free kick and it would nearly been a mark without that.
Griffiths sends it deep to Shillabeer over the top.
Looking for the big man.
And too many Newry players there.
Well defended there.
And Newry are out here, although there's not much down the line.
Going
Stone.
deep.
Oh,
Stone with a great punch.
Henke runs onto the ball.
This is where he's dangerous, but it
Gets out of the tackle. Henke sends it deep.
puts it up.
Bentley
And
pushing
with
it
a
back
bit of a
to
push.
Trainer.
Didn't get away with it that time. He did last quarter.
Over the
Trainer
top
able
to
to clear.
Douse. To McConnell. McConnell plays on. No.
Terrible kick,
Wilfred
chopped off
chops
Wilfred.
it off. Straight down Bentley's throat.
And
Drops it.
It bounced off Bentley's rubber mitt. Kai Rosenzweig with a flying shot at goal. He splits the middle and kicks the 6th goal of the game for the Tigers. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore. Premiership team for real estate, particularly in the northern suburbs. As we've played nearly 14 minutes in the second quarter here at Newry.
Good finish by Rosenzweig to capitalise on the Bulldogs' mistakes there.
Yes, on the Birds Barossa scoreboard, that takes Newry to 6 goal 4, 40 points, leading Barossa District's 3 goal 1, 19. It's really starting to break open in Newry's favour now, Michael.
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought there was some good plays there from the Bulldogs. It's just a couple of poor skill executions, a couple of turnovers that cost you.
Yeah, you can't afford to turn the ball over on the half-back line.
Bulldogs have struggled in the forward 50 to clunk a few big marks, so
Yeah.
transitioning's been okay. Newry have been capitalising on the turnovers.
The entry into the forward line is really hurting the Barossa forwards, the ball being put on top of their head, and Newry with that strong defensive setup, as we talked about earlier, are finding it really easy to knock that ball out of the area.
Hadju gets the tap. Bentley. Bulldogs, Allington.
Allington played a few A-grade games last year, is that correct?
No, last year he was at, I think, Anglevale.
Okay.
He went missing there for a little bit. Now he's come back. He's flying on the old Strava. Played in our 2016 Premiership. And then I think he went on a few world tours there for a little while, a few vintages, and
Yeah. As the ball goes out of bounds on the outer side, Newry with a free kick, looking to send the ball forward of centre, goes deep into the forward line, ball comes around the back, Barossa player able to pick it up, but he's runs straight into trouble as he brings the ball up off the deck.
Ball up. Hadju. Scotty Bentley gets the clearance.
Don't argue off a Barossa player trying to tackle him.
Great tackle, Hayden Trainer. That's got to be holding the ball.
Has to be. Jack Henke, you've been on fire, but you're not big enough to don't argue someone like Hayden Trainer.
Dangerous kick and chopped off by the Nuri player there. Is that Watt? Yes, it is.
Yes, he's been prominent this quarter, Watt.
He's a new in this year as well.
Yes, but it's been a very solid pickup.
Where did he come from?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but he's not a superstar, but he's been a very solid player. Doesn't mess around with the footy.
Yeah, I like the way he goes about it. He's just solid, isn't he?
Yes, as we see Simon Fennell come to the bench, replaced by Sam Fallon. So big change in size there for the Tigers. Smaller Fallon coming on. Looking to create some danger in the forward line, I'd say.
Nuri going man on man here.
It's been that kind of game.
Clouds are getting a little bit darker.
A little bit darker, a little bit heavier, and hopefully we don't get any rain because the camera crew have said they're not interested in continuing if it rains.
Brendan Dew comes in, sets it out to Daniel Kickle.
Kickle takes a good mark, kicks around the corner under pressure.
Brad Pryor takes the mark, sends it back to Daniel Kickle. Oh, chopped off by the coach there.
Great work from the Tigers.
Jenner with the finish, too good.
A beautiful kick finds
James Bentley. He's going to have
James
a set
Bentley
shot here.
He'll have a shot well within his reach. Probably going to be kicking from 35 to 40 metres out.
Pen this one down, you reckon?
I'm not willing to do that to him. He hasn't done anything to upset me. Yet. He just slides that off to the right.
Stop cursing him, Mike.
I tried to stay out of it, but you wouldn't let me.
That was the idea.
I'll just send all the complaints straight to you.
It's all right. Brendan Dew sends it in. Nathan Casbolt.
Really nice take there from Casbolt. Had the stretch. This next kick is critical.
Back to Dew. He's racked him up today, hasn't he?
He has had a ton of the football.
Jules. Good grab. The veteran. 39-year-old.
He's in your category almost.
He's older than me. That's why I like him. I'm not the oldest. No, great bloke, Jules. Damien Rowley with the bump. Kickle sends it deep.
That kick off the deck was smart footy.
But not to the advantage of the
Newry
Bulldogs.
Players able to gather. Terrible kick out of defence, but it's going to work for the Tigers. Bounce to Cade Rawlack, who sends the ball forward.
Alex Stone.
Stone's been good this quarter in defence, so that might have been a throw. Gets away with it. The umpire was
Two
unsighted.
Bulldogs on the ground. Hinkie had them both down there. Comes out to Ollie Riggs to Damien Nangles to Jared Trainer, who's come up the ground a bit. Brendan Dew again.
He must be getting sick of this Burley.
Darren Schulabeer, where we need him to, up front, sends it deep. Brady Griffiths at the back.
Oh.
Good.
Griffiths had two hands to the football, was probably taken down from
Trey
front
Gant.
on. Gant with a shot on
And
goal.
he misses.
Just misses, not by much. Could have almost been a free kick to Griffiths there.
Oh, I thought that mark might have been paid, but
Unfortunately it wasn't, but he's putting himself in good position.
good transition by the Bulldogs. Nuri send it back in.
First clean transition of the quarter for the Dogs.
Watt takes the mark on the halfback flank for Nuri. Big kick straight down the line. No one gathers. Nuri get the clearance. Scrappy kick forward. Bentley knocks it out. Numbers running at the ball. Nuri out the back and forwards to Bentley. Oh, Henke.
Henke with a courageous mark.
And Scotty Bentley going to run into an open goal here.
That was a clever kick from Henke. Just put the ball far enough into space in front of Bentley that even with a bad bounce, he had time to pick it up.
Just good to keep his feet there. You know, just didn't get knocked off balance by the Barossa defenders.
Bad moments this quarter where he's tried to do too much. Just did what was required in that occasion.
Smooth operator. Probably got a good chance that we'll see him play a good 100, 200 games for the Tigers.
I think so, and it's going to be a long-term star for them. The ball back in the middle now.
Duncan with the tap. Watson gets the clearance.
Stole it off the Nuri player's hands.
Mitch Norton again out-muscled Shillabeer.
Hacks that ball forward, but long, so giving the team plenty of breathing space.
Ollie Riggs, second efforts are good.
Ball up. Player cleaned up there.
Pull up on the half-forward flank for the Newry Tigers. Bentley gets the handball, sent forward by the Tigers.
Fallon under that footy, couldn't quite get his hands to it.
McConnell sends it to Kickle.
Kickle's plenty of room now. Good ball into the middle of the ground.
Damien Rowley mops up the mark there.
Griffiths out of position, but he keeps fighting, comes after it. Gave his teammate a chance to come into the contest.
Rowley gets a handball out to Kickle. Sends it
with
down.
The outside of the boot. Beautiful pick up there. That left foot kick probably didn't really give his teammate a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, he probably should have used the back handball there. There was numbers for the Bulldogs, but playing on instinct. Rowley again.
It was James Bentley there, well up the ground going for that mark.
Mistake by the Bulldogs, turns
Scott
it over.
Bentley drives the ball forward.
Oh,
and
Farland again.
Sam Fallon at the back of the contest. Really nice mark taken against a lot of pressure.
He's going for his third here.
He'll be kicking after the siren and probably kicking from 40 metres, maybe nearly 42, 3 metres out. Should be able to get the distance. Accuracy is going to be the big question. Really important goal in the context of this match. Comes in now off the left foot. He's got right under it.
Shanked that one. Out of bounds on the full. Surely that's got to be a fine.
I'm not sure about that, but might have been a little bit of shin involved there.
A bit of shin, eh?
So probably a bad miss there for the Tigers. A goal there would have given them some real breathing room at the halftime break. As on the Birds Barossa scoreboard, Newry 7 goal 640 are comfortably leading the Bulldogs 3 goal 220. And what are your thoughts of that quarter, Michael?
Look, I think it was probably costly mistakes from the Bulldogs which enabled the Tigers to capitalise. A few sort of silly extra handballs or ill-directed kicks that sort of got chopped off by the Newry defence, and they were able to capitalise and put it down the throats of their players or get it over the top, which was probably really how the Newry players sort of dominated the scoring, really. I mean, I feel like the Bulldogs probably had most of the play there, but weren't able to sort of finish in the last 50 metres.
Yes, and Newry would probably feel the same. Both teams squandered opportunities in that quarter, but the Bulldogs might have gone a bit too cute after a really good first quarter, probably thinking they're doing it quite well. Went for some Hollywood passes, and sometimes when you're an emerging team, you've just got to do the easy thing.
Look, yeah, I think comes down to player positioning. Newry set up really well down back. A number of times they've probably outnumbered us in our forward lines when the balls come in. And you've got smart players like Mitch Norton that know how to sort of block your line and enable his teammates to come in and take the chop out and reset, and away you go again.
Yes. A lot of really good stuff. Norton was fantastic for the Tigers that quarter.
Yeah, I think Scotty Bentley started getting his hands on the peel.
And Watts was very good. We both agreed.
Yeah, Watt was good.
So those guys stood out for me for the Tigers. I thought Stone came into the game for Barossa across the half-back line in that quarter.
I think Stone, Trainer, Pryor, and
Craig
Dew.
Gant, I thought was very good. Dew was fantastic again. He's brought his own Burley to the game.
Oh, look, he's probably going to have to get a foot rub at half-time, get a massage,
maybe an ice
loosen
pack.
that one up.
But yes, he's getting a ton of the football, and at this stage he's proving to be the best player on the ground for both teams. But I thought Trey Gant really stepped up that quarter and showed a lot of potential.
Well, let's see what the second half has in store for us.
Yes, it's going to be a really interesting finish this game. 28-point margin, that's nothing in modern footy.
You have a look there, it's really Nuri
13 shots
13
to 5.
shots to
That
5.
doesn't really tell the tale. There were a lot of bowls that went into both forward lines that probably were cut off 15 metres from goal, so the actual shots on goals don't tell the full story.
No, look, I think if you probably saw a stat of the time in possession, I'd probably say it'd be probably closer to the Bulldogs.
Yes, and well done keeping you cool there. You were nearly decapitated by a bird flying past.
Oh,
We're at a fair altitude in the grandstand.
probably didn't like my call, so.
It's a bit early for the complaints to start rolling in. Give it at least until the second half.
Going to take a break here, or?
Yes, we'll take a quick break, and quick shout out to Matthew Nitschke, Nuri legend and one of their #1 supporters. He's watching the live stream. So Matty, hope you're at home keeping warm. It's pretty cold here, so you're lucky you're at home. We'll take a break and rejoin you at the start of the third quarter. The temperature's dropped about 10 degrees in the last 15 minutes.
Yes, it is a bit chilly. I probably should have had a port instead of a cold drink, so...
That's just poor management on your behalf.
I've got to drive later, mate. But if someone was to drop one on the desk, I'd probably take it right now.
Well, surely you've got some teammates out there that you could message from the reserves.
Don't say that too loudly, they'll probably bring a whole bottle over.
We wouldn't complain too much about that, although some of us have to go to work again tonight. Some of us have to be responsible.
So Ollie Riggs supporting the headband. He came off in the last 10-20 seconds with a split head, so hopefully he's all good.
As the players are all starting to take their positions, just a quick reminder, the score here on the Barossa scoreboard: Nuriootpa 7 goals 6-48, leading Barossa District 3 goals 2-20. And Nuri will be kicking to the right of your screen, as they did in the first quarter.
I feel.
Tap down, and Barossa ruckman lands in the Nuri player's arms. He hacks the ball forward, and Jack Henke went one-handed, tried to pick it up, didn't quite get it. Handball back from Nuri there. Beautiful handball work.
Dragoki, run down by Watson.
Gets the ball off though.
Scotty Bentley.
Goes on the outside of his boot.
No left foot. You need to work on that one, Scotty.
Kick coming out of
good grab there.
Unable to hold on to
Been
it.
paid it, I think. Yes, he has.
Oh, and so ball in.
Sends it in, Hayden Trainer.
Hayden Trainer just kept calm, took mark.
Sends it out to
Ball out. Gave it to a player under pressure.
Casbolt, has the ball now. Sends it up to the wing. In front of Jake Tobin. Now he's got 3 of them to beat. Cole Jenner mops up. Watson tackle. Great tackle there, Ryan Watson.
That's that bulldog mentality right there. The bold bulldog. Ball up. Neither ruckman able to get to it. Watson headbutted the ball forward. Now with a tap, goes back, finds Watt with a handball backwards, finds Grigurki. Grigurki taken forward in a tackle as he was handballing it.
Throw. Why did you do that, Alex Stone?
That's a dangerous kick.
Well done, Julian, good finish.
His teammate was able to make him look good. Drive the ball forward now.
Still sends it deep to Shillabee direction. He's got 2 of them to beat. Trey Gant.
Trey Gant read it well.
Daniel Kickle gets on.
Right.
Oh, slipped through the hands of Brady Grizzle.
Unable to get his 2 hands through that. Probably his best chance of the biggest run of the day.
I wonder if he got a hand on it or just bounced a bit. That almost looked like it was going to go through to me. Punch there. Bottled up on the 50-metre line.
And just wanted to refer our shout out from earlier. Matthew Heskey, probably Gary's number 1 chicken holder, the most passionate supporter of the home watching the game. Probably too cold for Matty to be out here in this weather today. Great to see that you're watching the live stream, Matty, and hope you're keeping well, mate. Down now.
Tackle. Holding the man.
Free kick going.
Grigurki again.
Grigurki just in everything at the moment. Probably holding the Tigers together right now.
Oh, shame.
He nearly missed his boot with that. That reminds me of someone like from golf.
He's got a big smile on his face.
You can see the funny side of it. When you get 30 kicks in that one bag.
Jude gets knocked out. What? Grigurki again.
Not his best kick either, but he's found Wilfred, who had stayed under that high ball with courage. Now bounces around the
Wilfred.
opponent.
It's the handball released. Lavity sends it into the forward line from Nuri.
James Bentley, I think it was taken down there after he got rid of the ball.
Bentley sends it into the 50.
Nice player.
Off the chest of Watt. Pressure from the Bulldogs there. Lavity, I think it was, sends it in again.
Well defended by the Bulldogs. Diving comes over the top of him. Gave him a little bit of, what do you think? So there's been a 25 penalty.
Here we go.
And it's on now. A little bit of handbags at 10 paces. Really no point to this is there, Mike. When you're out there, what is it achieve? Sam Schwall now lining up for a shot on goal. Courtesy of some poor discipline from the Bulldogs. Lost themselves pretty badly here to put this through.
And he's missed it.
And the Barossa fans delighted with that miss.
It's just the football gods there.
That's the Bulldog coming out in you. You're supposed to be a little bit unbiased now.
Oh, look, he could have played that a free kick, but I wasn't sure it was worth a 25-metre penalty, but I didn't hear what was said.
It was the after, coming in afterwards, that didn't need to happen. Probably ill-discipline. Compared to the AFL, it was probably very much there. As the Nuri marks, it's going to try to get back into attack. Really pressing the Barossa defence now, looking for a crack. They can also short leads go on. Two Barossa players go up.
Nangles mops up, sends it out. Halfback flank, Nuri mop up. Gerke again, sends it in.
That's good.
And Hanky drops the mark under pressure though. Oh, it was a pretty big reach for him. He did well though, he could have fingertipped it, but
Unlucky.
maybe on a dry day he would have had that.
Possibly. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Been pretty good so far. Dogs with the hands, move the ball well out of defence. Watson standing down out of bounds, accidentally or possibly on purpose.
Not much space left out there to play.
Smart player, I think, out of bounds is a good result. He'd be quite happy with that.
A lot of numbers around the football weekend. Hopefully not what we want to see. Lavity. Bentley gathers, no, drops it. Bentley again.
Moves well through traffic.
Madden has a shot.
Madden flying shot on goal.
Misses.
Just misses. But from 48 metres out, that was a good attempt. Dogs send the ball back in again now. Looking to find a clean out of the defence, which they haven't been able to do.
Oh no.
That's a really poor choice there. That short kick cut off by one of the most exciting young players in the competition at the moment, Ty Rover. Really has stepped up to senior footy beautifully after being flooded last year. Has come on leaps and bounds. Some of the cars around the Overstone put their headlights on.
Doesn't miss this time.
And that's a beautiful shot on goal from the youngster, Kai Rosenzweig, with another goal.
It's his second for the day.
Second for the day, really starting to step up. Another goal from Ray White Craigmore, the Nuriootpa, particularly in the northern suburbs. And that takes the score on the birds were off the scoreboard to Nuri 8 goal 8. Leading 8 goal 8, 56, leading Barossa 3 goal 3, 21. A real gap starting to open up now.
Yeah, look again, another turnover from the Dogs. Another turnover from the Dogs there, straight down the throat of the young fella.
You can't do that against good teams. You can do it against bad teams and get away with one or two. But against a team like Nuri, you just can't allow that free shots like that. Big punch from the side of Rucken, just go forward.
Lucky Young gathers, back to Young.
Well
Pressure
tackled.
from Nuri. Pinky,
around the corner.
out of bounds on the full.
It's just gone out of bounds on the full. Could have given us a handball there.
Casbolt to Trainer. Trainer inside to Riggs.
Barossa got to start making some decisions.
Giroux again.
And Dew is probably the best decision they've been making all day, so why not?
Kickles. Kickles sends it long down the line. Hits the ground. Tackle, holding on. Free kick to Riley Allington.
Help in the air and taking it around. So probably a warranted free kick there.
Sends it to Julian Stool. Puts it out to young Jake Tobin, who sends it deep. And it bounces through.
Yes. That's a very good effort. Another good goal.
Oh, it's been called touched.
Oh. From here, I thought it was.
So got a fingertip to it.
Touched, but can't say.
Madden.
That's a tough break for the Bulldogs who've been struggling to find an avenue to goals in this quarter. Yeah.
Clunk there by who is that? Scotty Bentley here.
On the line.
Great chase down there, Brendan Dew.
He's doing it all for the Bulldogs.
Oh no, two Bulldogs run into each other. Turns it over. Nichols sends it out to Laverty.
He's got room.
Oh,
Turns back in. That's
Chelsea
beautiful
Candy.
movement. Pinky caught behind. That's a beautiful tackle by the Jerky. That Barossa player was going nowhere. Ball up. Probably 45 metres from Nuri's goal. No one able to claim that footy. Just trying to reach for it with their fingertips. Another ball up. No real movement.
Gerke again sends it forward. So I know there's Nichols.
Ross were able to work it out calmly by hand. Clear and kick. That's a throw.
Laverty wraps up Brain
Really good
McConnell.
tackle. That's great defensive pressure from the Nuri forward. Really keeping this ball locked in there forward.
Laverty's going to have a shot, the wingman.
Been good since coming on in this quarter.
Sends it even deeper into the pocket. Wants to make it a little bit harder for his teammate.
Jack Henke now got the ball.
Let's see what he can do. The young fella, can he kick his third?
Going to be a really good kick if he can manage this. No wind to speak of. And with a drop punt.
I think he's done it. Not quite.
Not quite, but it looked beautiful off the boot. I prefer seeing a drop punt from there.
Dew will bring it back in for the Bulldogs.
As if he hasn't had enough kicks, he's doing the kick-ins as well. A little unfair.
Allington marks on the half-back flank for the Bulldogs. Young Rod Dog, we call him. Lockie Young gathers the spoil, sends it deep to the Bulldogs.
That's going to run out of bounds, and that'll be a Nuri kick for last touch.
It's like a bit of drizzle or fog rolling in at the
A little
moment.
bit of mist, just making it a little bit miserable here. Just a little cold, wet and miserable. It makes you love winter. That's what it's all about. This is my kind of weather.
Surely they could build a commentator's box here, Mike.
Well, we could petition the league for funding, but I'm pretty sure I know what the answer would be.
They seem to have everything else here. It's the last, probably the next thing that they need.
On top of that roof, just to the right of us, would work well.
Mangles To Riggs. Had you.
Good dive and mark there from the big fella.
What's been here? Is he paid that or? Nangles comes in.
Switching the play. Dangerous play here. Good enough to get out of it, the Bulldogs. Didn't quite collect
Trainer to Trainer.
Force it forwards. Left foot kick down the line. Nearly chopped off, but that's a great attack on the football from young Brady Griffiths.
That was that Nicholas Matthews there?
Yes, the great Nicholas Matthews.
That was a well-worked
high road
tap.
slide flying past the contest. That is just beautiful to watch.
Billy Nichols.
Handball comes out now. Sam Fallon doing the hard work. Kick forward there.
Rosenzweig again.
Cade Rawlack it was with the ball going forward then.
Ball's getting a little bit greasy now.
Ball just out of bounds on the full. He tried to disguise it, but I think he will have the ball in a similar spot to where he took a shot on goal just a moment ago. Probably taken too long to try and find a pass option.
He's backing himself.
He's not short of confidence, the kid. If you talk to him, that's one thing that he's definitely not lacking. Coming in now. Another drop punt. And out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in from where he took the kick.
Yeah, I reckon if Nuri's got a fine 10, I reckon that's probably worthy of one.
I think his cricket teammates will probably make sure that he gets a fine for that as well. And if not, I'll make sure I remind them. I'm just that kind of guy. Oh, they're playing Barossa kick in. That's not correct. No, because the ball didn't actually come back into play. If you take a free kick from an out of bounds on the full and it doesn't come back into play, it's a boundary throw in from the point where the kick was taken. So that's a little bit of a mistake from the umpires there.
I've never heard of that one before, Mike.
The umpire Herman now with the ball up. Kick to the outside, favours the Dogs. Great defensive pressure from Nuri there. Just not letting the ball out of their forward half. Really turning the screws on Barossa now that it's a bit wet and slippery. The big bodies like Billy Nichols around the stoppage, just really using the experience and size that they've got. You see Scott Bentley with a big crushing tackle there, taking the Barossa player to the ground. The last one to his feet and gives the ball back to the umpire. Always good to endear yourself to the umpire, isn't it? You wouldn't know, Mike.
Oh, look, I like to talk to Hermie. Got to look after the umpires, because the last thing you want is an umpire that hates you.
Big strong tackle there from Cade Rawlack. He's been imposing so far in this quarter. He's been good. And the mist getting a bit heavier here at Nuri. Really starting to get gloomy. Makes me wish I was up on the hill at Angaston where it'd be even foggier. See the ball going forward and Henke showing a bit of dash. Handball across, and Nick Matthews, the great Nick Matthews, just fumbled that with no pressure.
Watson gathers, gets the clearance. Jake Tobin chasing him down. Oh, Mitchie Norton. Got the afterburners on. He's still running. Look at him. Look at him. He's going.
He is working his guts out, presenting for the team.
It's probably the longest run I've ever seen him do. Nick Madden sends it deep. Great spoil, Hayden Trainer.
kick down the boundary. Little risk there from Barossa.
Nick Madden's going to send it back down towards the Tigers' goals.
A little bit too cute there, that chip kick down the line. Madden just bangs the ball deep. Off hands, we'll have another throw up just outside the 50-metre arc for the Tigers. As they really are not letting the ball out of their defensive, out of their attacking half of the field. Barossa just being strangled slowly. Watson really good there, gets back to the footy. A little bit of a push under the ball, but it was subtle enough. Oh no. The umpire's allowed the mark to stand. I was worried that he might pay for a kick there.
Jenner sends it in deep. Over the top and fumbled outside by Mitchell Doki.
Ball in. Clear tap from the Barossa ruckman.
Nathan Duncan. Follow up with a tackle. Dowsey wins the ball off the ground. Bulldogs starting to mess around with it too much. Just get on the boot, boys. Shillabeer gathers crumbs, going to send it deep.
Comes through like a freight train. No one was going to get in his way. And only one player goes for that ball in the air. Unfortunately, he couldn't take it. Nuri trying to mop up on the ground here. A lot of players choosing self-preservation over getting in the way of Darren Shillabeer when he's steaming through like that.
Nick Madden picks up the crumbs and gets the clearance. Kenke, tackle, throw, will be great tackle. Ollie Riggs, great pressure.
Possibly didn't have true possession of the footy at any stage.
Sends it into Jared Traynor, he's in the centre of the ground. That's it, bit more direct, straight to Shilly. Mitch Norton again, gets the punch.
Down. Barossa able to get the ball now, another kick forward, but Nuri player reading the ball so beautifully. Mitch Norton, as he has all day, just been a rock back there.
Toss.
Big, nice pick up there for the Dogs.
Hits Riley Allington, the Rod Dog. Rod Dog sends it in deep.
This is where it's got to be paying off for the Bulldogs.
He's paid the mark.
Paid that mark. Definitely a chop of the arms after he had two hands on it. Finds for again at half back. He's looking for an option wide. Finds Cade Rawlack, who's been electric in this term. He can go long. No real target. And a free kick being paid, is it?
Yeah. Unrealistic attempts to mark. Pryor sends it deep.
Good kick. Oh, Nuri are so good back there. They are working so hard in defence. Every time the ball hits the ground, there's three Tigers looking at it.
Great tackle, Brady.
Brady Griffiths, really big, strong tackle there. For a young player, he really is unafraid to mix it up. Around the corner. Down.
Great tackle, Craig Dowse.
Dowse has been good. Probably laid more tackles than anyone else on the field.
That's what he's known for. Free kick there to Brad Pye for hanging on.
He's got a chance to put this deep into the forward line. Where's Shillabeer?
No one really presenting other than Daniel Kickle there.
No movement in the Barossa forward line. So he's forced to bang it just in hope. The new player was
Cade Rawlack chops that one off.
But mark is taken. And chip kick to the pocket. Been a low scoring quarter compared to the first two. A lot of play between the lines. That ball's punched over the sideline for another throw-in.
Throw in. Duncan gets the punch. On the ground again. Spills out the back. Watson on the ground again, doing his normal.
Barossa really fighting to keep this ball in their forward line. But there's just no movement. It's very stagnant down there compared to what it was in the first
maybe
half.
they've frozen a little bit, with this temperature drop.
I'm not seeing Darren Schillerbeer out there at the moment.
There he is at centre forward.
Ah, yes. Seems to have dropped out of the game, unfortunately, for Barossa. Ball, Muri going forward, poorly directed, chopped off.
Casbolt puts it out to Pryor. He's starting to get a few touches this quarter.
Takes going on, gets bundled over after he kicks it
Down the ground.
Free kick. This is something that the Dogs are going to need to take advantage of. Shillerby is going to be taking the kick.
See what he's got. Has he got the journey from here?
Probably within range distance-wise.
Yeah, I reckon he's got it in him.
Slippery footy. And the conditions are going to make it tough, but the length isn't a problem. Coming in now. Gets quite close
Gets
to the
under it.
mark.
Done it, I think.
He has.
He has.
And that's right on the three-quarter time siren. That is the Bulldogs' only goal for the quarter. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore, the premiership team in real estate in the northern suburbs. But on the Grant Burge Barossa scoreboard, Muri 8 goal 9.57 to Barossa 4 goal 4.26.
Yeah, a bit of a slugfest that quarter.
Yeah, not pretty football.
Ball's gotten a bit greasy.
Ball's gotten greasy, but decision making from the Bulldogs in the first half of that quarter cost them badly when they were trapped in their back line.
Yeah,
just couldn't break out.
Yeah.
The Tigers have turned the pressure up to at least 12.
Credit to the Tigers for the way they're going about it. Really no excuse for poor skills, but hopefully the Bulldogs can pick it up in this last quarter.
Yeah.
Still only really, nearly 5 goals in it, 29 points. So
yeah, a lot going on out there, and both teams are going to have to find a way to sort of get some clean footy on the outside to try and get some run back into this game, because at this stage, Muri, if they grind out a win without really stretching this margin, it's not a real bonus for them. I think they need to. They're good enough that they should be able to blow this out by another 4 or 5 goals. That's got to be their goal.
I think you're right. I think if Nuri really want to be one of the teams to beat this year, they really have to enforce that they are that team.
Away. And grinding this out and making it stalemate in the last quarter isn't going to do that for them. That's not good enough. And Barossa, if they want to say that they're making the big jump from second to bottom to a fringe top 4 side, they've got to fight their way back into this. Even if they lose by a goal or 2, they've got to show that they've got something.
Yeah, well, definitely we want to see some improvement with the ball execution and decision making. Get a few more scores on the board. I think we've only kicked 1 goal in 2 quarters of football now, really, haven't we? So, hats off to the guys that are doing all the hard work down back. But we really just got to work on the execution.
Perhaps that little chip kick to the side isn't going to win you.
It's not the day for it.
Now, maybe just go button straight and take a risk.
Just get it moving.
Get some transition going. Give guys a chance to run onto the footy. Put it out in the space.
I think that's sort of what's killed this quarter, really. It's become a bit of a slugfest, sliding around, getting caught on the bottom of the pack.
To stoppages.
You don't have to be clean, you just got to get it moving.
Correct. And Barossa have to take the game on. There's no point now trying to play chess. They've got to just go all out.
Yeah.
As we've see Shilabir getting some work from the trainer and doing some stretches there. Nuri players getting rubbed down, so they're really starting to feel it in their legs as well.
Tom Giles there getting a rub down. Actually noticed him today, so maybe he's just cold. Needs possibly a bit of warm up.
Possibly, just needs a bit of attention. Sometimes it's just nice to know that someone cares. And I'd like to give a shout out to Josh Norton for setting us up in our commentary position today. Secretary of the Nuri Footy Club does a ton of work behind the scenes. Well, he doesn't get a lot of accolades for what he does, but he is a smooth operator. And just, yeah, thanks basically to Josh and the Nuri Footy Club for setting us up here today.
Is that Westlake's there with the jacket on? Looks like he might be done.
I think so.
Not really. I didn't see him come off, so not really sure what he's done.
A little bit of tape on the knee, which I didn't notice earlier. Possibly just now that the game is fairly safe, might be a good idea to put some of those players on ice.
Yeah, well, he's a fairly solid contributor to the Nuri team. Generally shuts down whoever's they need to shut down in that deep defensive role.
When it gets to the really serious stuff later in the year, he will be crucial for them. And Nuri players already almost at their positions, and Barossa just breaking now. You've got to think Brady Griffiths has to have an impact on this quarter. Hasn't had a shot on goal yet today.
One, I think. Maybe give it an old shifteroo, maybe put him up a bit high to the midfield.
Bring him up to a wing even, give him some space.
Yeah, possibly.
Let him be that transition.
Looks like he's going deep though.
They're struggling to find marking through the middle of the ground. About to begin the final quarter here in the match of the day. Clear wins in the Barossa Ruckman
due to
Ryan Watson. Shilabir outmuscled Norton on that occasion.
Lands in Mitchie's nap.
It's a big lap. The ball up probably 35 metres out from Barossa's goal.
To say Mitchie looks in better nick than he was last year.
Yes, he needed that to have a serious crack at it. And he's so important for Nuri. I think they would have really emphasised that.
How old would he be now? 21?
He'd be nearly mid-20s, I'd say, at least.
Nah, not quite.
20,
they won the
23?
Yeah, maybe 22 if you're lucky. Lavity wrapped up by Nangles. What was that Rolak?
Cade Rolak, yes. Sam Schmal, my apology.
Smell tackled again.
Happy to take that physical hit, just to hit the ball there. Negating everything at the moment. Snap kick goes straight up in the air. Ryan Watson going through traffic. As he was tackled, he's gone to kick and missed his foot by at least a foot. Schnall driving the ball forward, he did the hard work. Taken beautifully by Nuri. Kick there from Fallon, he's hitting the ball deep. Handball out of the contest, fine Barossa player unfortunately, and he's hit a teammate on the chest coming out of defence.
Nangle to Pryor. Pryor sends it deep to Allington.
Ellington
loses his
got
feet.
out the back of his opponent, but lost his foot.
Jenner too clean. The coach sends it into Lavity.
That's what we need to see from Barossa, and unfortunately Ellington lost his feet at the wrong moment.
Lavity over the top to Rosenzweig.
Rosenzweig.
Zweig. Nangles.
Rush kick out of defence.
Brad Pryor again. Jared Traynor. All handball, but works out. Jared Traynor across to Daniel Kickle. Over the top to McConnell. Back to Kickle. Poor kick. No advantage there. Still dives on it. Comes out the back. Ellington gathers, gets the handball out. Nuri get the clearance. Straight down Alex Stone's throat to McConnell. To Pryor. Pryor sends it into Shillabeer.
Norton gives him a fair shove. Shillabeer keeps his feet, butters up and around the corner.
And
Flying shot on goal, just missed. Yeah, Norton just doing enough to put Shillabeer off his normal line. Just making it hard for the big fella to take clean grabs today. At this stage, Norton's in my top 3 players on the ground for the day.
Oh, he has had an impact on Shillabeer.
They bring the ball down into the middle.
Ollie Riggs with the grab.
The headband. Looking to make a fashion statement possibly.
Sends it into Brady Griffiths. Has a leap. Gets one hand to it. Dew has a snap and misses two.
Dew off to the left. Probably the one thing he hasn't done perfectly for the day.
Mitchie Norton for the kick in.
As we're nearly 4.5 minutes into the final quarter on the Grey White Craigmore time clock. Nuri bring the ball back in. Ray White Craigmore, your premiership team for real estate in the northern suburbs, but pretty much anywhere in Adelaide, they will help you out.
Madden
Looks like he's limping a little bit.
jars a knee there or something. Comes back to take his kick.
Brings it inboard a little bit.
Newry get the clean possession. Get the runners on the outside. Chased down by Ollie Riggs, and it's holding the ball.
That's an excellent chase down from the young fella.
Ollie Riggs comes back to Hayden Traynor. Through to the middle to his brother Jared. Jared straight down the guts. He's going to send
we want to see
it deep.
from the Bulldogs.
Mitchie Norton goes to the kick and gets tackled and turns it over.
Takes
and
3
all
of
up.
them to keep him down.
It's come out.
Nothing. The umpire didn't blow the whistle, and he was the last one to
Brad
get
Pryor.
fined for it.
Brad Pryor gets the free kick for a high tackle here.
And he's within range. He's got a chance to kick the Bulldogs' second goal of the second half.
See what BP's got in him.
And then umpire is unmoved.
That's actually Brendan Dew.
It was actually a very pretty shot on goal. So
Brendan Dew hits the scoreboard.
yes,
I thought that was Brad Pryor. I'm getting my eyes checked.
at your age, it's probably a good idea. As another goal for Ray White Craigmore, and we're also adding some more respectability to their score. Takes them to 5-5, which is actually 35 points. As the scoreboard's trying to keep up, trailing nearly 8-goal, 857 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Nuri able bit of clean up from that ruck contest.
Scotty Bentley does have a left foot because he just used it.
Jack Henke reeled that ball in, difficult, gets it over to Rosenzweig.
Centering
Rosenzweig
kick.
on the outside of his foot, goes to his teammates' advantage.
Dew gets back, helps out Hayden Trainer.
Dew is doing everything for the Dogs now. He just
Lavity
needs a bit of help.
wins the ball. I think that's all right. No, Sam.
Sam Schmal.
Yep. And then the big fella snaps back in straight down the throat of Bentley.
That's a good centering ball. That's what you need to do sometimes in this kind of these conditions. You don't have to be precise, just bang the ball in there and let someone go for it.
Smart football, just play in front.
Yeah, and James Bentley lining up for another shot on goal. Likes a bit of me time, according to the boys. And puts it through for the easiest of goals. Another Ray White Craigmore goal brought to you. And Newry stretching their lead a little bit more. And another score update from Freeling. Tanunda 13 goal 8, 86, leading Freeling 4 goal 3, 25 for the Birds Barossa scoreboard around the grounds. And Matty Nitschke trying to remind me that it's the Vine-In scoreboard, but that's only the scoreboard here at Nuriootpa. The scoreboard for the live stream is the Birds Barossa scoreboard. Matty, calm down.
Jared Trainer gets the chop there, but turns it over to Billy Nichols.
Billy, the old boy, goes out wide. Finds a player.
Big shout out to Pubes, Ross Christie, sending in Texas.
How is Big Emotional Beast?
Oh, the big emotional beast he's looking pretty trim and fit. You might need the call up.
He'd possibly sneak in as a local now, or he would sneak in as a local.
Oh yeah, he'd be a 0-pointer.
He'd want to play as a forward exclusively now, though.
Oh look, you know, Ross does what Ross wants, you know. Tackle by Dew. Someone turn the lights on. It's getting dark.
I still think you do need a spectator sponsorship.
My eyes are good. Back my judgment.
You couldn't even wear the binoculars.
Oh, the crap. My eyes are too far apart to use those ones.
You're not a Williamstown local, are you? Ball up on the Newry 50-metre arc. Big punch.
Tackle by Dew.
Newry able to get the ball
Handball from
out.
Newry. Henke gets the handball
That's
out.
probably nearly a long enough kick. Gets the handball to create a goal.
Great work by young Henke there.
Yeah, probably unlucky there. I reckon that was nearly a far enough kick to be played the mark. But he was smart enough to play to the whistle and just keep going. A lot of players try and hang on to the ball and say, oh, I've marked it, and force the umpire to change their mind, which doesn't ever happen. Another goal for Ray White Craigmore takes Newry to 10 goal 9, 69 on the Birds Barossa scoreboard, leading Barossa District 5 goal 5, 35. We're nearly 10 minutes into the final quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock.
Jared Trainer. Sends it forward to Barossa. Trey Gant gathers. Turns back inside to Watson. Great kick.
Watson takes the mark. Needs some movement up ahead.
Shillabee asks for it. Gets it and finishes. Great finish.
Oh, that's smart play. Smart footy. Mitch Norton probably just being led to the contest there. Might be running on empty. Has done the power of work today. And Shillabeer's superior fitness might have just run him into the ground.
It's kicked his third big shilly.
Yes, another goal for Ray White Craigmore, and yeah, just that's probably the first time he's been able to really expose Norton.
Well, he's got him for pace, we know that, so if we can get him up the ground a bit,
But
turn
Norton
him
looks
inside
like
out.
He's lagging a little bit now. It's been a long, hard day, and maybe the kilometres that Shillaby is capable of covering is starting to hurt. Big contest.
Bentley battles it out there with Big Hadge. Hadju versus Fennell. Fennell pushes Hadju out, gets a free kick.
Barossa starting to build a little bit of momentum here in the final quarter. Too little too late, you think. But at least they're showing some courage.
We want a strong finish from the Bulldogs here. Hadju sends it deep, but there was really no one there.
Strong mark taken by Norton.
Shillaby looks like he's hurt himself. He's caught one in the goalies, I think.
Could just be a plum problem. Still down on his haunches.
Watt takes the mark on the outer wing.
What a hoot.
Sends it deep.
Now
Allington gets the kick.
Kick didn't favour his teammate. Just banging the ball in the air. That's aerial ping pong if you've ever seen it.
Kai
Rosenzweig getting the free kick there. No, it's Matthews. Greatness personified.
And he's taken himself off.
He's not good. That's a real body blow for the Nuri fans who probably look at him as a talisman. He's a real icon around the club. Looking for a character, he is it.
Looks like he's pooped himself the way he's running off.
He's done for the day, I would say. Have a little rest.
Mangles takes the mark. We don't know what the umpire's called here. Is that out of bounds on the full or throw in? What's happening? Free kick to Nuri, I think.
Yes. As we see Fennell get involved. He's outside 50. He's going to drive the ball deep, it seems.
Sends it in.
Long mark taken.
Umpire was going to blow out of bounds on the full there, but he's put his whistle back in.
Mark has been paid. Got a shot on goal for the Tigers.
Farland, tough ass from here. Runs around and finishes.
Sam Fallon with another goal. Very good today.
I think that's his fourth.
Fallon's been a beautiful target up there. Really energetic forward, keeps working. Willing to do the grunt work up there. Doesn't always get the easy stuff. That's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, your professionals and the premiership team in real estate, particularly in the northern suburbs.
Well, the wind is truly gone now.
Yes, but the chill has remained.
Can't be too much left in this game.
Brightened up a little bit, and we're nearly 14 minutes into the final quarter on the Ray White Craigmore time clock.
Hermie throws it up. Duncan gets it knocked forward.
Duncan's probably had the best of the ruck contest today over the two Fennells.
Yeah, I would say so.
But just not able to get clean touch to a teammate.
Julian still gets a free kick for hanging on here. Sends it in to Shillabeer. Takes a grab. Good grab
Gets
that
in
was.
front.
Beats Mitchie on that
He
occasion.
was the only player who could get that ball. It was such a beautiful pass.
It's exactly where you want it
Yeah.
for Darren Shillabeer.
But
Out in front, not on his
For
head.
any player that you kick to, you determine where they go by demanding that they go at the football. Isn't that right? That's where you want to put the ball.
Bit of confusion here where the mark is.
Shillabeer doesn't care. He knows it's in his bag. He's got this. Just an easy little kick to the distance for him, but
Pulls it to
just
the left.
offline. I think he got a little bit too close to Mitch Norton on the mark there.
Gravitational pull of Mitchie. Pulled him in.
It's like Jupiter. He's got several moons circling him.
I hope he doesn't listen to this.
Oh, I'm sure he will be. The amount of times he's been mentioned, he'll want to watch it.
He's a good player, Mitchie.
He's a good bloke. We wouldn't say anything about him if we didn't like him. And that's
Nuri
the key.
bringing
People
in.
think we're often taking the mickey out of some of these players. Sometimes because we've got a good relationship with them and we know that they can take a joke. So it's often a little bit of fun that will go both ways at times.
Casbolt.
Oh, Watson with a
Prior
courageous
to
grab.
Watson turns
Turns
him
his
inside
player
out.
inside out.
Kicks it down to Griffiths. Has a leap, misses it.
Jumped a little early.
Nuri gather. Mitchie Norton gets the kick. Scraggly kick back to the wing. Pryor fends 1-2 off and holding the ball.
You can't fend everyone off. You can try, but you won't get away with it.
Lavity with the tackle gets the kick on the
Lucky
wing.
not to get a 25-metre penalty for that ball being thrown back poorly.
Two Nuri
Super
players
cross.
standing by themselves in the middle of the ground.
And that's Grigurki, who's dropped out of the game. I think Barossa might have applied a little bit of a tag on him.
Sends it deep. Billy takes the grab. Sky ball.
Puts it up there and says, if you want it, go and get it.
Hayden Trainer gets wrapped up in a tackle there. Ball up 25 metres out from the Nuri goal.
As we are nearly 16 minutes into the final quarter on the Ray White time clock.
Another tap for Nathan Duncan. He's done well today. Shillabeer, he's deep.
Oh, he's picked it
Out
up
of the
like a
middle, out of
gazelle.
the defence. Sends it up to the wing.
He's been watching a lot of Brendan Dew the way he took that ball and ran.
Nuri gather.
It was 2-on-1, always going to be hard work for that Barossa forward.
Billy Nichols comes off for a rest. Think
Well
he might be
earned
done
rest.
for the day.
Done a lot of bullocking work around the contest.
Great grab, Nathan Duncan. Oh, shanked the kick big time.
And another example of why Ruckman shouldn't kick.
Shillabeer gathers, sends it back into Rod Dog, Riley Allington, the little fella.
Little up and under kick.
Sky ball hits the deck. Hermes paid the grab here to the Nuri player.
Yeah, a little bit of contact over the shoulder there.
The coach, Jenna, turns back. Cooper Koleski, odd kicking style, sends it down to Watt.
Watt was good enough to reach up and get that, make the kick look good. He pounds that ball deep.
Straight down Trey Gant's throat, thank you very much, he says.
He's the only player there.
Gant switches to Dew. Dew to Shillabeer.
Should be really playing up the ground now.
Griffiths
goes for
missed
it.
the
able
gathers
to
the
recover.
crumbs, gets the handball out to Rowley. Rowley
just
misses
overcooked
the handball. Yeah.
Purnell able to clear with the kick.
Dew
Goal
steals
chopped
it,
off.
gets the handball to Griffiths. Griffiths gathers, looks deep. Trainer all over him. Surely that's a free kick. Jenna wrapped up.
That ball coming out.
Nuri just settled down now.
They're just happy to let this game fizzle out from here.
They've just put it in a lock it down mode. Nothing to see here.
The cue's been screwed apart and put back in the case. Little mark taken there by Laverty, who's been productive in the last 3 quarters.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's going to aim to go longer.
Sends it deep, but straight down Shillabeer's throat.
The easiest mark he's had for the day.
Up to Jules. Big Jules takes the clunk. Turns, sends it to Jared Traynor. Jared Traynor
Got a
rolls.
player on the outside with space.
Kicks it to Brady Griffiths, who takes the clunk.
Used a bit of body work there and just predicted the fall of the ball. That's clever play from a forward.
Better movement there by the Bulldogs. Faster,
Gave him a chance
predictable, and
one-on-one.
rolling on.
And he rewarded them by having the nous and craft to do that. And for a young player, it's hard to do that in senior footy.
Look, I think in the second year at the Bulldogs, he's really shown this year of what he's capable of. We saw glimpses last year, but a couple of the games this year, he's really tore teams apart with his hands.
I thought he was fantastic in round 1 in the win over Kapunda. He goes back and puts it straight over the goal umpire's head, and it's another goal for Ray White Craigmore, and takes the Bulldogs to 6-6, 42 on the Barossa scoreboard, trailing Newry 11-9, 75.
Well, that's his first for the day. So hopefully he can get another one in his closing minutes
and take a bit of confidence out of the game on what's been otherwise a lean day for him.
Still, it's a similar margin to that blowout in that second quarter where Newry sort of capitalised on the Bulldogs' mistakes. Duncan again with the tap. Shillabeer got a free kick here for hanging on. Starting to see a bit of a change here with Shillabeer going onto the ball.
Shillabeer bringing the ball out wide, goes over the top of Terence Wilford's head, finds a teammate in the clear.
Daniel Kickel sends it deep to Griffiths again. Brendan Dew, the little fella. Push out, no.
Griffiths did use a little bit of body work there, but I didn't think it was anything untoward.
Oh, what a terrible kick. Costly one that.
That'll be a free kick to the Dogs. And the ball back in, brings it in quickly.
Brad Pryor to Griffiths.
Griffiths caught behind. Probably the one criticism I have had about him today is that he's been behind a lot. And attempting to jump over the top of people, which he can do, but you can't try and do it all the time.
Yeah, look.
That can't be your stock and trade. You've got to play smart footy and get to the front, get the easy stuff most of the time, get the miracle stuff occasionally.
Bentley comes out of defence. Good desperate stuff there by Nathan Casbolt.
Dogs fighting real hard in this game. Could have easily succumbed in this second half and been blown away by a really strong Tigers side, but they've fought hard, they've clawed their way to everything, and a lot of good signs for the Bulldogs as the siren goes to end the game on the Barossa scoreboard. The final score is Nuriootpa 11-9, 75, taking down the Bulldogs 7-6, 48. It's been a really good game of football. Thank you for joining us in commentary, Michael. You were fantastic again.
No worries, Media Mike. Thanks for having us.
You can take my job permanently if you want it.
No.
Just keep tearing those hamstrings and you can have it.
Hopefully I'll be back next year for the next week for the Ike Zert Cup, Barossa versus Freeling. So
that's going to be a magnificent occasion and a great tribute to the young man who's much loved, not just inside the club but by the entire community.
So, who have Newry got next week, Mike? Do you know?
No, I haven't actually got that in front of me. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, thanks for
it'll be a good game,
us.
And thank you for joining us if you've been tuning in today. And we'll see you next week with the game of the round. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well done.